Our tank platoon has been called forward to support a mechanized assault on a nearby village. Our infantry alone wouldn't stand a chance against the enemy defenses, but combined with our heavy firepower, we should be able to push through and to capture the area. But the enemy has prepared for us. We expect dug-in infantry together with APCs and even tanks. Hello there, and welcome back to the beautiful fields of central Germany. Welcome back to GHPC, where today we are taking this quite awesome M1 ABRAMS for a spin, with a very interesting mission ahead of us. Let me fill you in. So, today's mission, we are to escort the friendly infantry that is sitting in these M113 APCs. The friendly infantry is gonna drive up to the dismount point here, and then they will attack and clear BP Alpha and continue their attack towards Objective Yellow to take that little hamlet. We expect enemies to defend the approach to BP Alpha. We expect enemies in this little town here and further up to the north. The expected enemy presence is about 2 to 4 platoons of enemy armor consisting of BTRs, BMPs, T-72s and entrenched infantry. And our friendlies, well, we have my tank platoon here consisting of 4 M1 Abrams, and we have the 4 M113s there filled to the brim with infantry of our own that we have to keep alive. We really don't want them to get shredded. So, we don't have too much fire support in this mission. We have some smoke screens that we can call in. We have 1 salvo of artillery, and we have 1 time fixed wing air support, and that's it. So only 2 offensive strikes and 5 smoke screens that we can use. Really not a lot. So how do we want to play this? I think pretty much straightforward. I'm limited in my freedom of maneuver because I have to stick close to my own infantry. I can't just leave them to their own devices while I go and find a better position. So I will have to pretty much drive straight up towards the expected enemy contacts, clear them out and ensure that the infantry can move up. That might get very difficult, but we'll see. We are sitting in the M1 Abrams, so we do have a very nice fire control system with a nice laser rangefinder. We have, of course, thermals that we can switch from white to black hot, which is quite nice. And I think we should be able to put a serious dent in the enemies ahead of us. What I will do before we head out, I think I will restock another armor-piercing round, because you never know. Let's just pull another one up. Well, usually we go through ammunition pretty quickly. So, let's get going. Thermals are, of course, a huge advantage for us, even though this is an older system and you can see how grainy it is. Okay, we're already coming up on the ridge here, I believe. Yeah, a little bit. So we better switch to thermals and scan ahead of us. What's that? Contact. Reverse. If there's an anti-tank launcher, then I won't have nothing to do with that. We'll simply call in the artillery. That's a high-value target. Let's get rid of that. Ah, damn it. Okay, let's wait for the first rounds to land, then we have to move up. Platoon, formation, line. Waiting for the first rounds to fall. Come on. There we go. Artillery impacts. I will call a smoke screen to shield my advance a little bit. Let's do that too. And then we'll go ahead. I'm very glad that the M113 stopped here instead of continuing forward on their own. And I believe that anti-tank position is in trouble. I think they're in big, big trouble. Okay, let's start going. The smoke should land any moment now. Oh yeah, these guys are dead. Yeah, they are. Contact. Visual on something down there, a vehicle.
Gunner, stable tank!
Enemy tank! Lace, fire!
Sergeant, re-engage! On the way!
Somebody popped smoke.
Target lost!
The tank next to me popped smoke. Well, we can see through the smoke, the enemy can't. Let's use it. Not sure what prompted him to deploy the smoke. But let's keep going. Contacts in the distance.
Gunner, stable tank!
That's still an enemy tank down there.
On the way! Sergeant, re-engage!
Range is still good.
Next target! Gunner, stable tank!
Next targets. Friendlies engaging, enemy contact.
On the way! Target lost!
Hit it. Not sure what I hit, but I hit it. Let's keep moving. And I'm pop smoke in front of me. Okay, whatever it is back there, it's on fire. Visibly so. Down there, on fire too, just detonated. We are landing good hits on target. So far so good. Let's keep going. I want to call more smoke in front of me to keep shielding my advance.
Gunner, collect!
Something like this.
Reverse left! Target
Enemy
lost!
troops in front of us. Don't see them. Second platoon is now moving to the dismount point. So we'll soon have infantry support. Contact down there. Enemy APC, fire!
Target,
Hit it.
ceasefire!
That's done. That's done. Good, good, good. Progress is good. Smoke screen is landing. Let's stop here and hold this dominant position. Scan for threats as my infantry rolls forward. And we'll follow them in just a moment. Oh, looks like they might be dismounting. Is this their dismount point? If so, I want to get ahead of them. Move through. Let's protect our infantry. They are dismounting and assaulting now.
Gunner, coax troops! Reverse left!
Coax troops. There! Behind those hay bales. At the bottom of the tree. They must have a foxhole there. We can now use, by the way, that's something that's relatively new. We can now use the commander's 50 cal. Which is very nice. Enemy anti-tank weapon is disabled, that's good. I think I will call air support and I will call... Let me call smoke just beyond those troops. And I'll call an airstrike on objective yellow. The planes will figure out if there's something worthwhile to attack. I almost smoked that guy with an AP shot. We just have to hold here for now. Suppress the enemy infantry. Until my own infantry can move up and take out that foxhole. Move up, guys, move up. Smoke is starting to land. Good. Very good. So far everything is going according to plan. which is a very nice surprise. Enemy troops. Okay, the infantry is now moving in on objective yellow. Friendly air support is in the skies. We are now slowly moving up, supporting our boys, while the friendly air support is delivering pain to somebody. I hope. Are the M113s moving up? Yes, they are. Good, good, good. Very good. I like what I see. Tanks are moving through. Yeah, there was still enemy infantry. They have now been overwhelmed by hand grenades. Enemy APC, that is knocked out. I don't know. Doesn't hurt to use the commander's 50 cal to really make sure that that's dead. Back to thermals. Let's get eyes on objective yellow, but let's also keep an eye out for that town where we engage the first enemy tank. No further contacts as of right now, which is quite interesting. Did we already break the enemy's resistance? That would be nice. Troops behind us, but yeah, the infantry is taking care of that. Still more enemy infantry in foxholes somewhere. Let's hold here and wait for our infantry to move up and scan the area to the north. Just make sure that no enemy reinforcements are showing up. There's no need to restock ammunition right now. We still have a few rounds left. And then we can also switch to heat rounds. So I'm pretty confident that we don't need to restock right now. Friendly infantry is almost behind us. Something is on fire back there. Did I lose a vehicle? Yeah, looks like I lost an M113. Enemy infantry must have been hiding and took it out with an RPG. Let's continue our slow advance. Slowly scanning the area ahead of us. There's the hamlet, that should be the target. Contact. I'm gonna switch to heat after this shot. Good, it's dead. Whatever it is, it's dead. Heat is up. Looks like that might have been it. I'll still deploy a smoke screen ahead of the hamlet. Yeah, just because of that. Heat out. Engage enemy infantry with heat. So far so good. The heat shell might punch through their cover and obliterate the troops behind it. Did you say tank? Enemy tanks! Switch to Sabo next. Deploy smoke. Reverse. Armor piercing up. Blaze fire. And hit. Enemy reinforcements are coming in. Not sure if both targets are defeated. That on the right is. It's burning. Wait, that was a really bad shot. Oh, the smoke screen. I'm lasing the smoke screen. Let's push through. There it is. Heat next. That tank should be done. We'll soon be able to deploy another smoke screen. Looks like the town is just full of enemy troops. Enemy troops. Re-engage that. Not sure I'm hitting those guys. M113s are moving forward together with our own infantry. Yeah, we have already quite a few dead enemies down there, which is very nice to see. I'm now starting to run a bit low on ammunition. Okay, I'll stay up here on Overwatch. I will broaden my own formation. Platoon formation spacing 100 meters. Opening up our angles a little bit, allowing us to better support our advancing infantry. Enemy tanks in the distance are... I'm sure they are disabled, right? I mean, both of them. That one... It's still menacingly looking my way. I'll fire a heat shell at it. Yeah, that did a trick. Yeah, the tanks are suppressing nicely. By opening up my own formation, we have increased the area that we can observe considerably. That's enemy artillery now landing behind us. But it's... Oh, okay, we are moving forward. That's actually pretty much on target. More enemy resistance down there. My infantry might be moving into a meat grinder. I don't have additional fire support that I could call in on the village. So my best bet right now might be to try to flank the village and open up more angles that way.
Gunner collect, troops! Identify!
Yeah, let's not fire a heat round over their heads. Let's switch to the mighty 50 cal. Oh. Okay. I thought that was a coax. Never mind. It's fine. .50 cal is up. Just spraying that APC a bit. Let's keep moving. Let's see if we can flank the village. I will have to bring my formation back towards me, so as not to endanger the other tanks in my formation. Enemy has been reduced and is retreating, but are they completely defeated or are there still a few runners? Yeah, that's what I thought. That's an enemy. Not sure if he's still alive or not. Guess we'll soon find out. Small arms fire can oh, hi there. Oh, that's a really bad time for you to be right there. Well, he's dead now. Reloading the 50 cal. Reloaded, but my turret is actually getting in my way. This is better. There's our friendlies moving through. I don't see any further enemy movement. Just friendlies sweeping through the village. I think we got this. The enemy tanks on the hill are burning. Very nice. Let's drive back to a position above the village, but let's keep our front pointed towards possible enemy locations. Oh, look. We do have somebody all the way back there, apparently, trying to get away. I can actually see him crawling back there. That's an RPG gunner. Let's make sure he dies. You sneaky bastard. Yeah, he stopped moving. Oh yeah, he definitely stopped moving. I want to get rid of this APC. Just putting some bullets through the engine block. I did not set it on fire, unfortunately. But that's okay. I think we pretty much did it. Looks like I still have all my tanks, which is very nice. The M113 certainly took one loss, which we have seen burning on the ridge up there. But that's it. Apart from that, we seem to be good. Yeah, I think we are. That's nice. Let me just try something here really quick. Well, isn't that a nice picture? Or something to that effect. Let me see. Not this one. But yeah, I can work with this one. Let me drive a little bit forward. You know me. I really like to get a good picture in. This one isn't half bad. This one really isn't half bad. This guy, their faces look so goofy for some reason. Not sure why. But this picture is... I'd say it's pretty powerful. Yeah, something like this. Something like this. Or this. This looks good. Okay. Let's go and have a look at the battle results. And oh, look, looks like we did start a fire after all. Hehe, I knew it. A few 50 cal bullets into the engine and that thing just blews up. Which is very nice. Another nice picture. Another really nice picture of our friendly tank struggling a little bit here. But looking really dashing while doing so. Okay, now let's go to the mission results. So, personnel lost on our side 10 and 1 piece of equipment lost. 1,333 shots fired, of course, including all that machine gun ammunition. Packed forces, 37 men lost, 12 pieces of equipment lost, 12 shots fired. We suppressed the hell out of them. Let's go and have a look at those shots, but I'll of course exclude small caliber rounds because that would just be super silly. And looks like here we have the first engagement. I spot with my little eye, or better with my gunner sight, an enemy T-72 at almost 2 kilometers distance down there in that village. And I fire an armor-piercing shell into its turret, which does surprisingly little. Looks like we are wounding the commander. We are wounding his left arm. But the round, well, it smashes into the gun breech and is stopped by the gun breech housing. I'm not sure. Maybe this tank was unable to fire after this hit. Maybe not. I'm not sure. Really not sure. Let's carry on. The next shell. Ooh. Okay, that's why the tank next to me popped smoke. He was engaged. There was a BMP-1 sitting here in the field, and at 856 meters it lobbed a heat shell, and that heat shell hit the turret of this tank next to me. Fortunately, it hit the turret at a very bad angle up there, and was crushed against the turret because of the impact angle. So it didn't really get to detonate properly. Now, the engagement continues. I fire another shell at the tank down there in the village, but I miss unfortunately. The round flies a little bit high and smashes through the house behind it. But the next shot is better. Distance still about 1900 meters. I fire, shell comes in and just smashes more or less through the same place in the turret. Once again, really hitting the gun breech housing, wounding the commander, but this time it has enough energy to continue smashing through the turret and goes back there into the engine compartment. What did we actually hit? Let's see. We do hit the engine, okay. We also hit the autoloader, so maybe that's disabled after this hit. And we also do hit and penetrate a throwing charge somewhere. So maybe this tank is done for after this hit. It could be that it's now on fire. Okay, we continue to move up. And one of my friendly tanks, the one to my left I believe, spots the enemy BMP that has taken a shot at him. And delivers an armor-piercing round to the BMP's turret. Unfortunately, it's a little bit high, and all that the round does is to penetrate the gunner's hatch and to basically rip that in half. But the gunner himself, he is not wounded by this, he survives, and no fragments fly down into the ammunition. Very lucky for now. The next shot is much better. Let's see. Oh, it's the same tank to my left. Fires. And this time a heat shell hits the side of the turret and just obliterates the gunner's head. Also obliterates anything that might be in the back of the vehicle. And we do... Let's see, we do hit a warhead, but we do not penetrate it. But yeah, the gunner is dead. His head, his brain is hit. Yeah, that's it for him. He's dead. So this vehicle is now out of commission. Ooh, what do we have here? I spot another enemy tank in the distance. A well-hidden one, I might add. Let's see. I engage it at a distance of 2167 meters. That's quite far. The round flies in and hits the turret pretty much center. And, well, the round mostly hits just the gun breech. It ricochets off the gun breech. And we do wound the gunner with all those fragments flying off from the gun breech. So the gunner is wounded. Not sure if he's dead or not, but it's mostly his arm that is hit, so I think he's just wounded. And we do cause some minor damage to the transmission, I believe. And we also do hit the autoloader. Propellant casing is hit somewhere by fragments, but not penetrated. So the tank is still alive. Not sure if it can fire. We fire again. This time we fire a little bit short. I switch targets for some reason. Maybe I'm thinking that I finished off that tank. I switch targets and engage a BMP to my front. 743 meters. An armor-piercing shell rips straight through the vehicle. From the front to the rear and out the rear. And flies off into the dirt behind it. But this shot has smashed through the engine. Looks like it. It has... Has it hit the gunner? Let's see. Yeah. It looks like it pretty much ripped off the gunner's right arm. And possibly the right side of his torso. So I think the gunner might actually be dead. I think he is. We also do hit and penetrate a warhead. So this vehicle blows up. I'm pretty sure that it's at least on fire, if not blowing up. I don't think I saw it burning, so it must have just maybe... Penetrating a warhead should lead to an explosion. Ah, who knows. Let's continue. Oh! Oh! Okay! Okay. brave RPG soldier sitting in his foxhole. So we got a little bit close to enemy infantry, and he popped up at almost 200 meters and fired an RPG round at one of my tanks, at the one to my right. Fortunately, it looks as if the heat shell detonated against the roof without penetrating down into the tank. Looks like the turret armor pretty much soaked it all up. The gunner's primary sight, however, has been hit, so this gunner is now using his backup sight. This could have been much worse. But okay. Aha, I engaged something. I fire an armor piercing... Oh yeah, this is the armor piercing round that almost took off the head of the RPG gunner. What do we have here? This is my air support that I called in. Oh! My air support that I called in did something. It dropped bombs and looks like there was a whole platoon of enemy tanks waiting. Oh, the enemy reinforcements. It was a whole platoon. But looks like the bombs decimated them a little bit. Here we have a direct hit from a bomb on an enemy tank, pretty much knocking this out, and I believe it might have also knocked out the tank next to it, because I only saw 2 tanks driving up on the ridge. Very nice. And this is how we lost one of the M113s. An enemy infantry soldier was still sitting in his foxhole down here, and he used an anti-tank grenade against this M113. These anti-tank grenades are dangerous. And yeah, it detonated and sent shrapnel all throughout the vehicle, killing the crew and causing a fire. Now, as we're advancing towards the village, I spot an enemy APC down here. I put an armor-piercing shell right through it. Looks like the driver is, at the very least, missing his arm. And the gunner his leg. And then the shell went out the other side. Brutal hit here. This vehicle is done. Is it the same one? No, I switched to a different one. I see another one. And I engage it with another armor-piercing round. This time just shooting through the turret. Not doing too much damage. I don't think so. We do hit the machine gun assembly, but that might not have done any lasting damage. Had I aimed a little bit lower, I might have taken out the infantry behind it. Okay. Tank to my left is engaging with a heat round, shooting at this APC here and landing a really solid hit on its side, shredding everything in the rear of the vehicle, so the infantry crew compartment is filled with all kinds of nasty. The gunner is wounded, and we do also penetrate ammunition, spare ammunition for the heavy machine gun. That might have caught on fire. Okay. Tank to my right spots this APC down here that I just engaged, and also fires an armor-piercing shell right through the vehicle, obliterating the driver and the gunner. And maybe the infantry soldiers behind it? Maybe they ducked in time. I think they ducked in time. I probably suppressed them with my own shell, and then they ducked in time for this shell to arrive. Otherwise the fragments might have shredded them. Really nice hit. Now I switch to heat rounds to engage and suppress the enemy infantry. I fire heat round into these sandbags, and well, I don't know about you, but I think that if you hit a sandbag wall with a heat round, that sandbag wall should cease to exist along with anything standing directly behind it. That doesn't seem to be the case here. So we do see that the RPG gunner there is slumped over. He seems to be dead. But that guy next to him should be dead also. Ah well. Here we get a better result. I fire a heat round at this little entrenchment here, and the heat round does penetrate and just, yeah, pierces this poor soldier directly behind it, through his torso, through his heart even. He's dead. And the RPG gunner next to him should be too, but who knows. We continue that pattern, spotting enemy infantry and engaging them with heat rounds. Once again, the heat round does manage to penetrate through, and this guy is at the very least losing his arm. And what do we have here? Okay, the enemy reinforcements are rolling up, and indeed we only see 2 tanks roll up. I see 2 further tanks back there, so really the bomber did knock out 2 enemy tanks, so very fortunate there. Good effect of the air support. A tank to my right fires around 1,600 meters, and that just smashes into the turret of this poor T-72. These T-72s without additional turret armor, they really have no chance against these rounds. It just smashes through, smashes into the gun breech housing. Looks like the commander is having a really bad, a really horrible day. But the vehicle is not on fire after this. No, wait, penetrated propellant casing somewhere. Okay, so maybe it is actually on fire. Good. I engage as well. Because why not? I engage the tank to the left of that other one that has been engaged just now. I hit it with a heat round into the track here. Not a really great hit. I think that this hit has definitely stopped the enemy vehicle, because the track is probably ruined. But it's not taken out of the fight. This hit, however, has a much better effect. So, this Abrams to my right fires around at 1,600 meters, armor piercing, and fires it pretty much... Oh wow, that's a really nice hit. I'm surprised that that penetrated through. Looks like it penetrated just at the edge of that additional armor plate that is in the lower hull, that is in the upper hull there. And we can see that because of the impact, the trajectory of the projectile changed straight into the poor gunner and through his torso and into the propellant casing behind him, but not penetrating it. It didn't have enough energy left. But still, the gunner is dead. I'm pretty sure he's dead. That went through his guts, so he's either dead or in horrible agony. I fire a shell at the tank here, to the right. I switched back to armor piercing. I fire, the distance is 1,646 meters. The round smashes into the turret and just basically smashes through into the autoloader there. But we do further hit the poor commander, who's the only crew member left behind in the vehicle. Everybody else has bailed out, so I think he's already dead. Well, sucks for him. I do remember that this tank caught on fire pretty much directly after my hit, but I can now see that my hit was not responsible for that, so it must have been a fire started by the earlier hit from the other tank. I miss a shot. Oh, okay. Okay, what did I fire at? I fired at this one here, but I missed. I fire again, but it's a horrible shot. I just hit the vehicle's side here, maybe taking off the track, but we can see that the crew has already bailed out. The gunner is left in the vehicle, so he's really dead. Everybody else bailed out. I do fire another shot, but that shot is actually stopped by the hull armor, by the additional textolite layer. Okay, we now continue to suppress the enemy infantry in the town. I fire a heat shell into this building. That does get dispersed and fragments fly back there, but I don't think they take out the enemy infantry. Oh, better. Once again, I'm bang on target. The heat shell smashes through the sandbags and takes out that guy behind it. And I decide, you know what? Might as well fire another heat shell at this tank that is not yet burning. And this is a really good hit on the tank, pretty much on the driver's hatch here. Penetrates through and causes a huge mess inside the vehicle, also igniting propellant along the way. Really nice. Oh, by the way, let me check something really quick. Maybe we can do it like so. I believe down there are the guys that I have just hit with a heat shell, and both are down on the ground. So maybe the heat shell did indeed kill anything beyond the sandbags. That would be nice. Okay, we continue. I spot some guys. I fire a heat shell. Oh yeah, that's the last heat shell that I fired over the heads of my friendly infantry. I fired a heat shell into the side of the building here. Not directly hitting that surviving guy there, but maybe the blast is enough to knock him down. In any case, a lot of machine gun fire follows this, so if I enable machine gun fire now, we see that there are still about 200 shots following. We see that I'm trying to engage this BTR with machine gun rounds, and I am penetrating through. I am just not hitting anything flammable. Oh well, look at this. These hits are coming in at such an angle that they are not penetrating. Well, not all of them. Some are, that are hitting the front of the vehicle. But those that hit the side, they ricochet off. Nice to see. Okay, what do we engaging? Okay, we are now engaging fleeing enemy infantry. Just hosing down that poor guy there. He's getting down on the ground. And I'm just trying to find him down there on the ground with the 50 cal. Ah, that was close. Don't think he'll survive for much longer. I'm just hosing down the area where he is hiding. And most of the rounds actually penetrate through the building. Then we see this guy got up and started running. That was not a good idea, because I'm now walking in my shots, and there we go. 50 cal basically takes off his leg. A few more rounds land short, but we can see he's already slumped down on the ground. He's gone. The other one decides to go up again. Horrible idea. 50 cal does the job. Or does it? Wait. No, that's actually the tank next to me engaging with coax. And just hosing the guy down while I continue to hose down that guy with 50 cal. Oh yeah. And then at the end we spot that final guy back there in the forest. Start to just lay into him. Let's see if I can get up to the hits. Or the close hit. Yeah, look at that. We are now suppressing him. These shots are landing very close to him. Miss, miss, and there we have a hit. That's brutal. Left leg gone. And we just hose down the area next to him. Any more hits on targets? Yeah. Yeah. Another hit on his leg. A hit on his hip, basically. Pelvis. At that distance, a 50 cal will mess you up. No questions asked. Yeah, and there we go. That's a headshot. Torso, head, gone. Okay. Now that I think has been quite a fun little mission. Advancing together with infantry is something that it doesn't happen too often in this game, or well, at least not in the missions that we have played so far. So I really enjoy that little change of pace, keeping up with the infantry, making sure they get to their objective, suppressing the enemies. I feel that's something that tanks are really well suited for, and I really like to use them in that role. And well, in today's mission it has been really fun. Let me know in the comments what you think. Should there be more infantry-centric missions? Or should it be more about tank-on-tank combat? I would really like to know your thoughts on that. What do you enjoy more? Missions where you have to support your infantry, or just missions where tanks are fighting each other? I think that could be a really nice discussion to have, yeah. So, I hope that you have enjoyed today's mission, and I hope you're looking forward to the next one. Until then, have some really great days and goodbye.